In this video, we are talking about a rolling exercise that includes increasing the upper trunk rotation so that your baby is ready to roll from their belly to their back or from their back to their belly. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Baker, a pediatric physical therapist, and on this channel, we help proactive parents learn how to help their babies move better. Think of me as your pediatric physical therapy bestie, here to help you learn tips and tricks to help your babies move with confidence and ease. In today's video, we are talking about one of my favorite exercises to help babies who are struggling with rolling either from their bellies to their back or from their backs to their bellies. When babies start to learn how to roll, sometimes they do it a little bit accidentally. So from belly to back, a baby might get a little bit irritated about being on their tummy, push through their arms really quickly, and end up on their back. What happened, friends? How did I get here? And when babies are playing and reaching with their feet, they might bring their feet up close to their heads and roll to their side. And that is kind of a natural emergence of these pre-rolling skills. In order for a baby to roll quickly and smoothly and to do it over and over again and in both directions, they actually need to be able to rotate the top half of their body on the bottom half of their body. One way to look at this is if you're sitting in a chair and you put your hands on the kind of bra strap or nipple line of your body and you rotate your elbows to the side. This is showing that my upper trunk is rotating on a fixed lower trunk. My lower trunk is seated in a chair. It's not moving, it's not going anywhere. I can go to the right and I can go to the left. I can sort of go to the left because going to the left is actually really hard for me. Babies have the same ability. When they go to roll from their back to their belly, they have to be able to bring both hands in a diagonal, rotate the top half of their body, while their bottom half of the body is kind of left behind a little bit. Then they pivot over an extended leg and get onto their belly. When they go from their belly to their back, they actually have to weight bear into one elbow and rotate backwards over a fixed pelvis. Now, there are a lot of different factors that go into helping a baby be able to roll from their back to their belly and their belly to their back easily. And for that, I would encourage you guys to check out the rolling playlist so that you know all of the ways that a baby can be helped and taught how to isolate different aspects of their body. But for the sake of this video, we are going to talk about one, and that is how to help a baby who maybe is a little bit more stuck in the center and they're not rotating in that transverse plane, which is the left and right rotation plane, how to help them start introducing that in a really strategic way.
We are going to do a voiceover recording on this video. Unfortunately, the audio did not catch when I was filming it in person. And so you can see this little one likes to roll from her back to her belly. We are working on her doing it equally from both sides. And so this video is going to talk about, I want you to look at her upper trunk. You can see how her upper trunk rotates before her lower trunk. So it's very quick, but what's really important for a more developed rolling position is that your top half of your body and your bottom half of your body roll separately from each other, and you can kind of coordinate that motion. So you can see here her pelvis is over and then her upper trunk moves. So we're going to start in belly. prone position, tummy time, and you can see that I am rolling her over, so her elbows in front of her body, I'm rolling her over, then I'm going to hold her in side lying, so my left hand is stabilizing her pelvis. If you looked at her pelvis, you could see, if you looked at her pelvis, you could draw a straight line through both of those joints. So if you drew a straight line through her hip joint, it would be kind of vertical, and that's what we want. We want this upper trunk to be able to rotate on a stabilized pelvis, and so her pelvis is in side lying, but her half of her trunk is more kind of laying on her back. And so this is right rotation of her upper trunk. I'm trying to get her to engage both visually and with her hand so that she can kind of relax in this position. And we're working on mobility, but we're also working on hand-eye coordination. We're working on strength as she rotates open and then she rotates closed, both of the abdominal muscles as well as the arm muscles. And so we're just gonna keep doing this position as repetitions. And you're gonna see once we transition to the other side that this side is actually much, much easier for her. So it is not uncommon for babies to have a tight upper trunk rotation side. For her, left rotation of her upper trunk is much more difficult than right rotation of her upper trunk. It's great too to keep babies engaged, to allow them to have a little bit of break time in between repetitions. You can see that I'm gonna try to engage her to keep her on her side, but if she really, really wants to rotate on her belly, I'm gonna let her. I'm not gonna really fight against that rotation. You can see here, she's kind of shaking her bottom. She really wants to move, and that's good. We wanna really enforce that and encourage that. So I'm gonna give her a little bit of a break, and then I'm gonna kind of roll her on the other side, and we're gonna then do the other side. So you can see here, I'm gonna tuck that elbow underneath, and she's gonna roll over her shoulder. Once we get into side lying, I'm going to hold that pelvis steady. She's gonna be like, hey, what the heck? What am I supposed to do here? I'm not all the way over yet. And so I'm gonna engage her vision and try to get her to stay in the side lying position and be open to rotating into the left. So you can see here that she's fighting much, much more. So I'm giving some perturbations there. I'm giving her a little shakes. I'm trying different toys to help her engage and be willing to open up that left upper trunk, because you can tell that she is less interested in it because it's more difficult for her than the other side. She'd rather be on her belly than to work on opening up that upper trunk and rotating through. So in this position, if you notice that one direction is more difficult, that's okay. Just take that data. It's okay to give more breaks on that side. It's okay to focus more on that side. So you can see here that I'm just repositioning her. We're trying to focus, trying to give her some perturbations there, some tactile cues to let her know she's safe. I'm gonna try different toys. Okay, Moosey is a favorite, and so I'm gonna try to get her engaged, try to reach for that toy, make noise, have her track both kind of giving her a break at side lying / midline, and then trying to get her to open up. If she then rolls back onto her belly, we'll give her a break there and kind of come back and revisit it. So then we're gonna roll back onto our side, get her to relax that head, let her be calm and side lying, because for her, it's actually difficult to be on right side lying where her right side of her body is on the floor and her left side of her body has to elongate and relax. So even side lying is a great position if you notice that, okay, this rotation is really tough. My baby can't even tolerate being in side lying right now. Well, you can start there. You can make little noises, sing songs. You can go into those perturbations where you give like little jiggles. That vibration to a baby can be really helpful. And then I've got her reaching. I'm giving her visual cues by moving the moose, and then I'm going to try to let her touch it. And then we can go back onto our belly, take a break, and then move back into it as we tolerate. You may also need to give her some, mama hugs. You might need to give her some bouncing breaks. it's okay to focus on different things, to look at it as repetitions. And now you can see this is gonna be that right rotation, which is so much easier for her. So you can play around. Do you do the easy side first? Do you only focus on the difficult side? Do you do a combination? Anything is really helpful as long as you are being intentional with it and you have a purpose behind it. So I try to focus on about 2 to 5 minutes of any one exercise. So 2 to 5 minutes on the easy side, 2 to 5 minutes on the hard side. Usually I start with the easy side first. With her, we also did total motion release before to really let that right side relax so that the left side could then elongate. And that was a helpful combination. We will link one of those videos at the end so you can, we'll link some of those videos in the description so that you can see all of the options and all the combinations that you can do. Also make sure you check the rolling playlist because there's all of my videos that could help a kiddo with rolling there.
That is a wrap, friends. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy life to learn how to help your baby master rolling and be able to have all of those little building blocks in place in order for them to be able to do the activity of rolling smoothly, effortlessly, and with more confidence and ease. If you have more questions, make sure that you check out the pinned comment because you'll be able to find a link where you can schedule an online pediatric consultation with me. It's a way for me to talk to proactive and curious parents who would like more information on rolling, the milestone of rolling, what all needs to be in place in order for a baby to be able to master it on their own, and any concerns that they may have, as well as what to look for and when I would encourage a family to reach out to an in-person pediatric physical therapist or physiotherapist in their area if I feel like it could benefit a kiddo. Now, if you are like, oh, Lauren, this was so good, but I really want more. I want to make sure that my baby has exactly what you're talking about, the ability to rotate in all of the different planes and to make sure that they're equal side to side so that they don't just roll to the left or they don't just roll to the right. Make sure that you check out this video next because we will go over another exercise that you can utilize in order to make sure a baby is able to rotate their upper trunk from their lower trunk and rule out any mobility restrictions that may be impacting their ability to do it on their own.